Good morning, learners. Welcome to our day science lesson. That is still going to be on food and nutrition. So in our last lesson, we still look at the same, and we looked in details the types of some terminologies like food, what is nutrients, what is nutrition, and etc. Then we went ahead to look at the nutrients found in food. So we mentioned proteins, we mentioned carbohydrates, we also mentioned about vitamins. So under vitamins, now we mentioned vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and K. And we went ahead to mention every source of every vitamin. As we mentioned very clearly, I wrote them down. And then lastly, we mentioned about the uses of every vitamin. Let's take an example of vitamin K. That we mentioned that green vegetables and eggs are the main source. Green vegetables and eggs are the main source of vitamin K. And we say that its main use is clotting of blood, if you can remember. And we say that clotting of blood is simply the stopping of blood from oozing out. That is a clotting, simple as that. So we go very fast now to number 4. Number 1 was proteins, number 2 was carbohydrates, number 3 was vitamins, and now we are in number 4, that is fats and oils. So what is fats? We need to ask ourselves that when we talk of fats and oils, what is the meaning of that? Fats and oils. So now, these are simply, the fats are in solid form. Solid, and then oils are in liquid form. I think you have mentioned that here you can easily get the meaning of that. Some are in solid form and some are in liquid form. So fats are in solid form, as we have said, and the main function of fats, and oils in there is to provide the body with energy and heat. They provide the body with the heat. That is number 1, heat. Then number 2, just mention about strength. So a very good example of this. Okay, maybe we are going to see the examples later on as we continue to learn about it. Energy. I don't mention energy. So it is energy and heat. They give you heat. Your body needs warmth to sustain yourself. Without warmth, learner, you start shivering, and shiver can lead to diseases like pneumonia that can later lead to death, for example. So we need enough warmth and enough energy to keep going. Heat, on top of heat or warmth. And then again, Lana, fats and oils are stored in our bodies, especially under the skin, for use at a later time. Yeah, your body may have fats. You normally see when somebody, when you have big muscles, those who are fat in nature, you get that the major percentage of that flesh is fats. And that is why we are saying here that fat is stored under the skin and is majorly for later time use, not for use at the moment that you are maybe where you are now. But when you have the fats, they are now normally kept under the skin for later time use. Then there are 2 types of fats mainly. The types of fats. Number 1, we have the animal fats. And number 2, we have the plant fat. The fat that comes from animal fats. So the plant fats, we normally use a name, we call them vegetable. So tomato vegetable is a plant. So we say vegetable fats or animal fats. Again, sources of animal fats, we go now to the sources. Sources of the so-called animal fats. The animal fats. Where get them from? So number one, we have butter. Butter is a very good example of animal fats. Then number two, we have cheese. We have cheese. We have cheese. And then we have bacon. Very important. After bacon, we have ghee. So we have these two sources of animal fats. And if they are very clean, butter, you don't want to eat butter at home. Butter is a very good example of animal fats. Then we have cheese, we have bacon, and we have ghee. Then coming to the sources of vegetable fats, we still have a number here that we have, we know them. We have margarine, coconut, salads, avocado, and cashew nut. So margarine is number one. After margarine, we have said that we have avocado. And avocado is simply that fruit directly the way it is. Then we have coconut, very common here in coast. And then we also have salad. So salad, okay, I'm going to explain about it later. Then we have cashew nut. Cashew nut. So now, to explain about salad, salad is simply the oil you normally use at home for cooking. That is salad directly, because it is normally fats in liquid form. Some people call it in Swahili uto. Yeah, uto is a very good example of cooking oil, and it is a salad in nature. So we call them salads. We have margarine, the one we normally smear on bread. So because we're talking about fats, here, uto is in liquid form, but the common one that we know is the samli. It's a good example of salad. Samli is a good example. Margarine is a good example is blue band. The normally we use to eat our bread and etc. We have avocado. Some people normally eat avocado with bread as well. Then coconut. Normally use the coconut to cook food. Salads have mentioned about it, and cashew nut is also just like almost the same as the peanut butter, almost the same. So another oils are in liquid form. Oils are liquid form, and they normally obtained from plants. Let's go to oils. And as we mentioned that oils are in liquid form, mentioned that one before. So just say oils are obtained from plants. We obtain them from plants, and they are in liquid form. They're in liquid form, all of them. So we are going to mention the examples. Examples. Number one, we have sunflower. The first one. Number two. Oh, these are just examples of plants. Examples of plants. Plants used to make the oils. So we have mentioned sunflower. That is a main example of plants used to make the oils. We have simsim. We also have coconut. We have corn. And lastly, we have cotton seeds. So Lana, you need to know those examples of this plant so that when they come to examination, they don't give you any trouble. So these plants here, we have mentioned sunflower, simsim, coconut, corn, and you can also see coconut seeds here. So all those plants you have mentioned are used to make the oils. So the oils are obtained from plants. The oils are obtained from plants, such as the one you have mentioned, and oils are also obtained from animals, such as fish, which give us cod liver oil. So we also obtain some from animals, i.e. fish. So the fish give us the cod liver oil. So you may get this in examination, Lana, and you have to know the meaning of all this. The cod liver oil is got from fish, and it is a very good example of oils. Don't mention it as a fat. The fats are the ones that we mentioned here. You remember, from the vegetables we mentioned these few, and then from plants, from animals we mentioned these four: butter, cheese, bacon, and ghee. If I were you, I could say that the sources of animal fats, you can get them from BB, GC. So to mention this, BBGC, so that is butter, bacon, ghee, and cheese. As simple as that. Butter, bacon, ghee, and cheese. Those ones are examples of animal fats. And then we talk of vegetable fats. These are now easy. You can memorize this: margarine, avocado, coconut, salads, and cashew nut. Then when it comes to the oils, we have just the plants. We will not be told exactly that we need to give examples of the oils, but plants that give us the oils. We have the sunflower, simsim, coconut, corn. Corn is just maize. Another example, another name of corn is normally maize. So don't let it not give you any trouble. Corn is just maize. The maize seeds there, we can extract oil from it. That is why we call it, give it that name, the corn. So we go to number 5. And our number 5 is going to be on minerals. I think it's going to be our last one. What are minerals? Number 5. Minerals. So what are the minerals, Nana? As we mentioned, that minerals are very important constituents of the diet. Though they are only required in the body in small amounts, they are very important constituents of the diet, though they are only required. So just mention that they are important. They are important in our diet, though required in little. Let me get the exact term. Required in small amount or quantity. We require them in small amount or small quantity. We don't eat them like proteins. Proteins require a lot of protein in our body, but for minerals we require them in just controlled amount. Then minerals include, what are the examples of these minerals? So we have ions, Nana, that are very important. Ions, I'll tell them wrongly. We need ions. We need phosphorus. And lastly, Lana, we're in need of calcium. We need calcium in our body. Lana, if you're very keen, these 3 examples of minerals that we need on our body are very easy to grasp. We don't have others that we're going to learn at class 5 level. So we only have irons, phosphorus, and calcium. What we need to know now after that is that what is iron and what is its use in the diet. That is what we are now going to. Want to know these minerals and how important are they in our body. How important are they in our body? So we're going to make a small table. Small table here to learn this thing faster. So we're going to have the first one, iron. Number 2, phosphorus. And lastly, we have calcium. I want to do it well. So here we're going to have the mineral, and then this side we're going to have the So the first line, we are going to have the mineral, of which we are going to have iron here, number 1. Then number 2, we are going to have phosphorus, as I said. And then number 3, we are going to have calcium. After that, learner, we need to know something about it. So number 1, it is a mineral that is important in the body for the formation of the blood and making. So we have the importance. The importance. So importance of iron in the body. Now let's mention that it's important in the body for formation of blood. So we have the first one, formation of blood. Then number 2, making of the blood healthy. Making of the blood healthy. That is, it has 2 uses. Number 1, it forms blood. Number 2, it makes blood healthy. After that, a lack of iron in the diet leads to anemia. Its absence, lack, leads to that. So the lack of that thing, the lack of iron in the body will lead to a disease called anemia. So lack of iron in the body brings anemia. The lack of enough blood in the body. So anemia is simply, whatever I've written here, anemia. Anemia is lack of blood, lack of enough blood in the body. So it is known as anemia, lack of enough blood in the body. Then food rich in iron include meat. Need to set that foods rich in iron. Food rich in iron, we can include them here. Food rich in iron include, we have red meat, kidney, red meat, kidney. We also have liver, kales. Kales are simply the green leaf vegetables. All green leaf vegetables fall there. You have kales and spinach. Those are the sources of what? Of iron. So if you want to add iron in your body, adding iron in your body, what do you use? We should use a lot of what? A lot of red meat, kidney, liver, kales, and spinach. Lana, there's a question that normally comes, that why should girls and mothers eat a lot of spinach, kales, liver, red meat, and kidney? Ladies, girls and and our mothers should eat a lot of this because they undergo menstrual flow. You normally ask this question a lot in class. So because they lose blood during their menstrual flow, and more about menstrual flow you're going to learn in class 6, but we only mention it in this class. Because they have a lot of blood loss during their menstrual flow, they need to get a lot of this food that you're mentioning here to add them a lot of what? Iron, so that their body does not lack blood. They don't suffer from anemia. So that question normally comes in examination. I need to know it. They eat a lot of this to prevent them from anemia, especially after their menstrual flow. So much about that. Then we go to phosphorus. So we have begun now from where we began. The importance. What are the importance of phosphorus? This is a mineral that is important in the body for the formation of strong bones and teeth. This is simply formation of strong bones and teeth. Formation of strong bones and teeth. And then lack of phosphorus in the diet may lead to rickets. When lack phosphorus, you get rickets. And what is rickets? Rickets is a disease that makes your bones to start to become weak. And once the bones are weak, we are likely to experience a curve. Let's take a plastic rod, for example. Heat it on fire. Before you heat it, you realize that it is strong. But after heating it, it starts bending. Why is it bending? Because it has become weak. Same to the body of a human being. When you lack phosphorus in your body, mostly when you are a child, and we are going to see this is the switch age they attack people, children. When a child lacks phosphorus in the body, the bones will become weak. Hence, the weight of the body will start pressing the legs, and then the legs will become bow-shaped in this form. You get that the legs now look like this. And when the child looks like this now, when the legs are becoming this man, meaning this body is heavy and these bones are weak, hence they start becoming in that shape. So after eating enough food that we are going to say there, the food that we should eat to give us to stop that rickets. So the legs now will become straight the way they are supposed to be. After eating, the diet that is required to give you phosphorus. So Lana, we need to know that for strong bones and teeth, we need phosphorus. After that, lack of phosphorus will give us rickets, and I've mentioned what ricket is. And then, food rich in phosphorus include milk, beans, and eggs. Milk, beans, and eggs. And then lastly, it comes to calcium. Calcium is also important in the body for the formation of strong bones and teeth. As well, talk of strong bones and teeth. They work together with phosphorus. Strong bones and teeth. Then it works together with phosphorus and vitamin D. It works together with, let me mention here, works together with phosphorus and vitamin D. You mentioned that. That vitamin D is also good for strong bones and teeth. Then food rich in calcium include milk, millet, sorghum. Mention sorghum. We also have small fish like omena. Let me just write omena. And then we have tripe. And what is tripe? Tripe is simply matumbo. Matumbo are the intestines of animals that normally eat. People normally like it a lot because it's very soft when cooked. So now those are the main sources. We are talking of milk, millet, sorghum, omena. That is the small fish eaten all with the bones. Then we have the stripe, in bracket we are talking of matumbo there. So we need to mention again that calcium is also essential in blood clotting. We mentioned that. Calcium is also strong for blood clotting. And we mentioned something about blood clotting. That blood clotting is simply the issue of blood stopping to ooze from your body in terms of in case of an injury. Then you need to know something about a balanced diet. That is now where we are going to. What a balanced diet is. And then maybe after balanced diet, we can now call it a day. So under the balanced diet, under balanced diet, we know what is a balanced diet. A balanced diet, Lana, is this is a meal that contains all the nutrients. A balanced diet, from what a diet? So this is a meal containing all the nutrients required by the body for good health. A balanced diet is a meal that contains all the necessary or the required body nutrients, all the required nutrients for good health. So there must be correct proportion. All the nutrients, all the nutrients must be in correct proportions. Their proportions must be okay, they must be correct. In that the body requires not much. I talk of proteins. Proteins should not be so much. Because you should not eat more proteins than carbohydrates. So they should be in correct proportion. What do you mean amount? The amount of carbohydrates must exceed that one for proteins. And the amount of vitamins, like talk of somebody eating a mango, should eat a big, maybe 3 mangoes, that is a match for you. Mangoes and vitamins should be controlled. But normally see, the rice should be more, let's talk about a dish of rice. The rice should be more than some 2 pieces or 3 pieces of beef, then a little bit of spinach are there. That's a bit of a balanced diet. Meaning the carbohydrates here is more than the protein and the vitamin that you have. So this we should have it the right proportion to make it good. So these nutrients include proteins, carbohydrates, and vitamins. We have proteins, we have carbohydrates, and lastly we have the vitamins. They should be in the correct proportion to make your body healthy. Then meals with enough proteins, vitamins, and carbohydrates are said to follow the rule of 3. The rule of 3. So the balanced diet is said to follow the rule of 3, as they have said. The 3 individuals, as we have mentioned, proteins, vitamins, and carbohydrates. When they follow that rule well, correct proportion, say that they have followed the rule of 3. Then other essential components of diet are water and fiber. That is very, very important. Water and fiber. Other essential components. Components of the diet include fiber and water. So you'll ask me that what is fiber? Fiber are also known as roughages, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, they're known as roughages or roughage. Roughage and roughages are simply, it will take you a long time to be able to understand what are roughages, but these ones are fiber-like structure. Every food that has fiber in it. All vegetables are very good source of fiber. All vegetables has fiber in them. That's why when you cook them, you can see the lines in them. Then you also have fruits. All fruits and vegetables are very good source of fiber. Look at a mango, for example. You can easily see fiber in it. The threads inside that particular food. So if we eat them, we're going to see the importance of fiber in the body. The importance of fiber and water. So let's look at the importance of water in the diet first. The importance of water. The importance of water. We may just mention them. We may just mention them. We may mention them. So Lana, I've just mentioned that we may mention them. Like the importance of water, the first importance of water in a diet is that when the body lacks water, you need to know this verse, when the body lacks water, we say that the body is dehydrated. So that process of the body lacking water is called dehydration. In most cases, dehydration takes place when somebody vomits a lot. When you vomit a lot, Lana, the body is said to will dehydrate itself, meaning it will lack water. And as soon as you vomit a lot and you diarrhea a lot, what happens? You'll faint. You lack energy. So you lack energy, you say that this person is dehydrated. First of all, your eye will be very white, a sign of lack of water in the body. So we get water into the body when we drink water. Importance of water in a diet. So number one, before we get to the importance of water, we need to know how we get water into the body. Water is get into the body by, first of all, by drinking. Normally that is common, by drinking water. By eating fresh fruits such as watermelons, pineapples, oranges, and pawpaw. Those ones are fleshy food. They are fleshy fruits. It is that when you eat watermelon, it contains a lot of water. At times when you eat a lot of pawpaw, it has a lot of water. Then by taking drinks such as tea, porridge, and milk. Most of porridge, when you take porridge, you take a lot of water inside your body. Then the body now loses water through sweat. How do we lose excess water in our body? Through sweat. We also have through urine, through feces, and through tears. So what is required in our body now in making blood plasma? That is now the use of water. In making blood plasma. That is number one. In short, because of this one may become difficult to understand. But it's just in making blood. Water is used in formation of blood. Or you can go ahead to say blood plasma as we have mentioned. Then it is also used in preventing drying and cracking of the skin, to keep the skin the way it is, not dry, to prevent the drying of the skin, meaning to keep the skin always soft, to keep the skin soft, to keep soft the skin, so to make it not too dry. Then another one, to assist in removal of waste products from the body, to assist in waste removal from the body. Another one, Lana, is to help in digestion of food, helps in digestion of food. And then lastly, Lana is to cool the body, to cool the body through sweating. When we sweat, the body cools. So we're going to the importance of fiber in a diet, just to crown this lesson, to end it. Importance of fiber in our body. So that's what we mentioned. Just mentioned today that fiber are those thread-like structures that we get in vegetables and fruits. I gave a very good example, like in oranges, in mangoes, and in vegetables. So this fiber are thread-like structures or substances found in foods such as vegetables and grains and fruits. So they are also known as roughages, as we have mentioned. They help to get rid of undigested food in the alimentary canal. Number one, they help to get rid of undigested food. They help to get rid of undigested food in the alimentary canal during digestion of food. Then number two, and remember the undigested food simply come out in terms of feces. We mentioned that. And again, when one is not able to empty the bowels, the condition is called constipation. So this prevents male person strain. Also they prevent fiber prevents constipation. We need to know what is constipation. And I've just said that constipation is the condition whereby a person is strained when passing waste. A person cannot pass waste easily. Somebody struggles. You know how you normally struggles when you have that problem. So when you eat a lot of fiber, not a lot, but the required amount of fiber in the body, you will never experience constipation when you go to the toilet. So fiber prevents that constipation from happening in our body. Then sources of fiber include, we have the sources of fiber, and here we have these ones here. We have kales, oranges, we have mango, whole grains. By talking of whole grains, I mean that when you talk of something like githeri is a mixture of beans and maize. So because we eat the grains whole without being made into flour, like when we eat ugali. So when we eat githeri whole, that is maize eaten whole, or the boiled maize that we normally buy in the streets. So when we eat such, Lana, we add a lot of fiber in the body. Those are grains eat whole. And then we have pineapple. We have pineapple. pineapple. So Lana, I don't know tell my learners sources of fiber are simply fruits. These are fruits and vegetables. Most fruits and vegetables are good sources of fiber in our body. So then until next time, I want to stop there. In our next lesson, we are likely to look at the nutritional deficiency diseases. And that's from their names. Deficiency. Nutritional deficiency diseases. These are the diseases that are associated to these things you have learned. When your body lacks a certain nutrient, what are you likely to eat? Diseases are you likely to get? So that is what we are going to look at in our next lesson. And then they are mainly kwashiorkor, marasmus, anemia, and rickets. So before we come into those that lesson, Lana, I'll read ahead and we'll see if we are able to get them right. And then we call it a topic. I'll see now we'll proceed to the next topic. That is going to be on energy. Before we go to our unit 8, we'll do that final part, that is the deficient diseases, and then we call it a topic. So until next time, Lana, still want to wish you a safe stay at home. Remain very hardworking as we combat this disease. Bye.